Wu-Tang to the core. These kids are like super well-educated, well-off suburban kids, and like just and it's not like this is what made me realize though, because I used to be so skeptical of other white kids who loved hip hop. Wu was one of the groups who really made a lot of kids like that sincere about hip hop, like really passionate.
I appreciate it.
And devoted.
Yeah.
Reg, they didn't give a fuck about you, man. They were just they were like, Reggie.
I was an asshole then, so you know.
I know in my house when that Fat Jam came on, we had it on pay-per-view and shit. We had, illegal pirate cable. Fucking Fat Jam came on, man, and we was watching the shit, and they brought out Redman and shit, and I heard this song. And I jumped up out my chair and was like, see what I'm saying? I knew it. That's our nigga right there. That's our nigga right there.
Came out to protect your neck, boy. What was Fat Jam again?
Fat Jam. And then what set it off the most was...
Wait, is that when you punched the sound man or something?
Why everybody... But see, I thought the same shit too, but when I went on YouTube and watched it again, you see what Doc... And he was a big nigga, then Doc was huge. Like, nigga, I remember because he had the vest on.
Like,
the man on stage pulling the fucking shit out the speakers, I've seen Doc look at the nigga and was like, yo, and threw it. I mean, literally tossed his man into the nigga, and his man's like falling but punching at the same time.
Yeah, because I'm like, I got the mic. Y'all let this nigga come on my stage and shit, man. It was
funny as hell.
Yo, that was funny.
I remember this is when we was first
shit.
coming out. We was in D.C.
I gotta get that Fat
We was in it was just me and RZA, and we was there with Tracy Waples, because that's the only fucking person we knew at the time and shit. We was in D.C. And Onyx was there with Redman. I remember watching them all get in the van and shit, and Doc was fucked up. We get to the boat party. And I remember they was all getting in. Me and RZA just waiting online to get in or whatever. And I remember this dude was screaming at his top of his lungs, "I'ma kill you, Redman! I'ma kill you! That was my mother!" I don't know what this nigga did to his moms, but this nigga was pissed.
Yeah, I know.
That was my mother? Yo,
I ain't even know. I wasn't even tripping, yo. It was just some bullshit. I don't even know what that was about.
Yo, talking about scary dude, niggas was scared of this nigga, man. They still scared, but they was scared of this nigga back in the day. And tell me that boat party wasn't off the chain.
That boat party was off the hook by Luke Skywalker.
What? That was the first time I heard a motherfucker say, "Whoop, there it is." And I thought they were saying, "Luke, there it is," and was pointing out chicks that wanted to show they pussy.
That nigga had the wildest boat party. That was the first time I seen Eddie Griffin, too. I met Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
He was hosting the party, remember?
The boat didn't move not one bit.
And
Pac
they
was there.
wouldn't let him.
Tupac was there.
They said the boat couldn't move, so everyone just party.
Word is ball. And it was off the hook.
And I remember, because I was star guy. I was, basically nobody and shit. We ain't really had no shit rocking and shit. And Pac, and Pac was there too, man, chilling. He didn't have an entourage of niggas, nothing. It was just him, chilling.
Yo, I heard, is there any truth? This is like stupid hip hop nerdery, so I apologize for even asking. Is there any truth to you and Big sort of going back and forth in a friendly way, but at each other on Fuck the World?
Hell no. Big approached me outside the Muse. We did a show at the Muse, and Big was there. That was when it was still Uptown MCA. And he had that song Party and Bullshit on the Who's the Man soundtrack. And I remember he performed that night, and we had a friend in common. Yeah, fuck you, nigga. We had a friend in common, Dan Smalls. I used to work at the Statue of Liberty with him.
What?
Yeah, Statue of Liberty kids, man, all day, man. And I remember he had put it in my ear, and my friend Ray the Ruckus was like, "Yo, I heard this song, Me and My Bitch by Biggie. You need to do a song with that nigga." So when I was outside and doing my little thing, I remember he approached me because he had on that black and yellow B.I.G. shirt. It said be the leather one. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Yo, we need to do a joint together." I was like, "Okay, holla at the right people.
Shit.
We do our damn General. General Busta, salute. And that's my nigga right there. I ain't even speak. Damn, man.
Busta, you just walked in.
Good, brother?
You just walked in on JUAN Epstein.
What's good, brother? What's good, brothers?
Yeah, but long story short.
All my brothers.
All right, so Busta, you just walked in on Meth explaining to us how him and Biggie came together to do Fuck the World. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
the nigga approached me outside the joint. He said we should do the joint together. Tracy Waples made it happen. She came and picked me up because RZA and them didn't want me to do it.
Why didn't they want you to do it?
They didn't want me to ride with anybody. At all, nobody. They just wanted, keep it in the family. We're going to keep this money in the family. We ain't breaking bread with nobody and shit. And it was like that for a while. But see, me, what I used to always do is I would sneak off and do shit. You know what I'm saying? And Tracy came and scooped me. We snuck off, went to some joint in Long Island, and I remember Puffy was trying to play torture with me. I went in there, I got in that nigga. I got in his ass. No fish sticks.
Whoa.
No fish sticks.
What do you mean play torture? How do you play?
Torture. You think of the worst shit you can do to somebody without killing them.
And you do it?
It's a skit on the
Just
Wu
say it.
album.
Oh, just like in the skit on the Wu album.
Yeah,
Torture.
yeah. And contrary to
So
what
that sounds
everybody
crazy.
think, Big wrote his verse there, and I wrote my verse there. Wasn't no tension in the room. We was not going at each other.
Boom. Hip hop nerds, it's been settled.
Yeah.
Now, okay, 2 questions. One, why are you the only person, because I heard you say that on the Special Big, featured on Big's album?
I don't know. Maybe people didn't believe in him like I did. Who knows?
2,
And they were the 2 hottest cats in New York at that moment, like in the mixtape.
Nah, I disagree. It was other cats that was just as hot because Nas was on his way up
That's
and
true.
shit. And it was a few.
Why you
niggas.
disagree with everything I say, man?
I'm not just disagreeing with everything you say.
Everything
You're
I
an
say,
asshole.
this guy disagrees. Everything I say.
What?
Fuck, man.
what's the deal with niggas bit off Nas shit?
You know what that be? That's competitive shit. You know what I'm saying? On some I think jealousy has something to do with it. I ain't gonna even front. For real.
Well, jealousy on whose part?
On Rango's. Yeah.
Towards you or towards Big?
Towards
It
Big.
wasn't towards me at all.
Because
You're saying because he was
That had nothing to do with
affiliated.
it. That had nothing to
Big.
do with it. It was more or less like, it's like you look at a nigga picture and be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
They just happened to be recording at the time?
Who knows? I wasn't there when they was doing their process of the album and shit. You know what I'm saying? But me, as far as I stood on it, I totally disagreed with the way the shit was done. And anybody that was in Big Camp at the time, I tell you, when Wu-Tang used to come in the room and they was there, I broke that line right there. You know what I'm saying? I would go over and speak to the nigga on some, because that's, he ain't never, we was cool and shit. And I didn't see any cause for my brothers doing that.
Did Big feel any way? Did he say anything?
Of
like,
course he
why they
felt some
tryna-
kind of way,
why
but
they
he
tryna-
wouldn't say nothing about it. He wasn't that type of dude and shit. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I was around, it was all jokes and fun and games and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the things about Wu-Tang, man. You got like 10 other motherfuckers to be semi-responsible for shit that they're saying and doing. You know what I mean? Or having to be an
people
ambassador.
understood. Well, see, what people understood back then was it was like the more it was strength in numbers, and the fact that people didn't actually know how many members was in the group. They ain't want to fuck with just one because they didn't know they would have to deal with like 1,000 other motherfuckers. And that's real shit. Not saying we was jumping niggas because I ain't heard about us jumping nobody. But it was real. Like, nigga, it's strength in numbers. Don't be stupid.
You heard a story?
I heard one good story where Wu, I don't know who it was.
Armory.
No, they beat the shit out of somebody. But what I respected from the story was that after they beat him up, they picked him up, dusted him off, straightened his chain out, and told him you was wilding a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That nigga sued niggas.
It's a respectable way to beat a man down,
That
man.
motherfucker sued niggas, man. He sued the shit out of niggas and shit.
Yo, Busta Rhymes, REDMAN.
This is one of the best JUAN Epsteins
Let's
ever.
fight this out, man. Who's the best performer in the room? Let's fight
Holy
this out.
Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes.
That's crazy.
He been doing it the
Busting all
longest.
that shit.
The nigga started the East Coast stomp. Get that man his just due. That nigga started the East Coast stomp, all that shit. Give him his just due. Niggas, y'all all know, goddamn it, y'all know, everybody listening to this shit, when Leaders was out, y'all was waiting for the Busta verse. Stop playing.
I was always waiting for the Milo and the dance first.
I don't get and listen, you crazy as hell. And listen, and even when it was Leaders and Q-Tip and them Tribe, you was waiting for the Busta verse.
Yo.
Him and that dude that went first on the scenario, what's his name?
Hood.
Epic.
Hood.
Hood
On the remix.
Remix?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
remix.
Whoa.
Hood. Yeah.
Whoa.
Bus, how's it feel? Your album's out today, too.
Yeah, back on my BS is in stores. Blackout 2 is in stores. Most
Come out on the same
powerful
day,
album
yo.
to the streets. Crazy.
How y'all come out on the same day? This has to feel some kind of way, yo.
Sylvia and L.A. Reid, that's her.
Yeah, pretty much. They both
Get
in the
it
same
right,
crew.
you know what I'm
They
saying?
be barbecuing and grilling in the same
And
backyard.
Sylvia been grinding for a long time, B.
Word
She know
up.
this business, so do
Word
L.A.
up.
So,
I
you
feel
know,
good about it.
I
Me too,
definitely
I
do.
feel
Like,
great.
I don't feel I'm alone. Like, I ain't worried about no numbers, none of that crap. I just feel like, yo, we making a mark today.
And we
coming
in
out
good
with
company.
2 other dudes. We coming out, me and Bus and REDMAN coming out.
Word up.
Eminem and Drama. So that's adding on.
Real talk. Real talk.
It's a good day for hip hop. So how you?
Yes, sir.
So how you feel, Bus? Let me tell you real quick. We're doing this JUAN Epstein style. This is our podcast where we keep it all the way real. Then we're gonna take the parts we